Revelation 2339. From the 17th of May 1942. Earthly violence. Fiasco. Injustice and persecution. Earthly powers are unable to do anything against divine power, and wherever they try to assert themselves against the latter they will experience a shameful fiasco. For this is God's will that his power should also be recognized by those who only fear earthly power. And thus a time is dawning when the human being will be rendered lawless who does not want to bow down to a power which does not respect the Lord over heaven and earth. People who live in faith in God will realize that this power demands something which is against the commandments and will now refuse to obey it. It will be a hard time, for the earthly power will proceed with all severity, and thus the human being will have to decide for God or that earthly power. Whoever loves his earthly life will betray God and be respected by the world. But he who loves God more than his life will be reviled by the world, and contempt, lawlessness and persecution will be his lot. For apparently earthly violence triumphs. But only for a short time. Until humanity clearly recognizes who controls this earthly violence. Then God himself goes into action. He proves his might, he proves that he is Lord over heaven and earth. That earthly power does nothing against him but is overwhelmed by his might. For now the time has come when humanity realizes that it is powerless against the forces of nature, when it has to acknowledge a controller, a will which masters all earthly will, that is which renders it ineffective. The time has come when all plans and calculations will be overturned by divine intervention, when people will be unable to do anything, no matter how great their earthly abilities or powers may be. They will become small in the face of what divine will send upon people. They will recognize their powerlessness and want to feign power for themselves by acting all the more cruelly against God's confessors and deny them every right. But God stands by them, and the more unjust the action against them is, the more God's will and his unlimited power will appear. The powerlessness of those who deny God, who dishonor him and deny him omnipotence, will be revealed. And those who think they are great will become small. Those who think they are powerful will be weak, and those who fully believe in God will feel the power of faith in themselves and be more powerful than the rulers of the world. For faith is able to do all things, for God does not allow a strong faith to be put to shame, and he proves himself to be the power to whom everything in heaven and on earth must be subject. Amen.